Hi, my name is Sock without flakes today, and we're going to do a traditional War of the Spark draft. So, pack one, pick one. Ignite the Beacon, probably not. Flux Channeler can be quite good, so can Davriel in the right deck. And I kind of like building those decks. Though, I think Flux Channeler is a little bit more open. We don't necessarily have to go into just a discard themed deck or like a heavy control deck. We might end up in blue, green, maybe even blue red. Probably not. I like Flux Channeler. Kyora's Dambreaker is a pretty good blue card. Obnix is probably one of the best removals in the format. I like flexible removal. I like Obnix. Cruelty. Saheeli, well, Toll the Invasion, huh? So we sort of get double rewarded if we have both Flux Channeler and Saheeli out for playing a lot of non-creature spells. And that seems pretty good. There's also Leyline Prowler, which I think is a pretty strong consideration. I think Saheeli might have more upside, but it's hard. And maybe not in... Well, we'll see. In blue-black, I'm not sure. I think Spark Harvest is a pretty clear choice, especially with Saheeli, very good combo. And Invading Mana Core is the type of card I like at my top end. I like Bolt Bend, but it's not always useful. Invading Manticore is almost always useful. Turret Ogre, Contentious Plan, both pretty good. Spellkeeper Weird is also a pretty strong consideration, allowing us to cast Obnix Cruelty or Spark Harvest over again, and potentially more upside later. It's very flexible. I think Spellkeeper Weird makes a lot of sense here. Well, I don't want the second one as much. Burning Prophet, it seems okay. So does Courage in Crisis, though I don't know if we want to go into green. That's certainly not the card to draw us there. So between Burning Prophet and On-Crop Invader, I think. And Burning Prophet seems to make a lot of sense. We've picked up a number of non-creature spells already. We're going to be very rewarded every time we cast such a spell. Whereas On-Crop Invader just wants us to sacrifice creatures, and that's not what I'm looking at right now. Relentless Advance is pretty fine. I'll take a Courage in Crisis now, but it's not that I expect to play it. I suppose if we end up in green, I'd rather a Forced Landing in my sideboard. I'll take Price of Betrayal. It's definitely good in the sideboard. You don't always, I think, want it in the main board. Yeah. Teferi's Time Twist, I think actually works pretty well, especially in a deck with Planeswalkers that only have minus abilities. Duskmantle Operative has a little bit more upside than Naga Internal, but hoping not to play it. Bolus's Citadel. If I pick this, then I'm sort of saying I really want to be able to gain life some way. And it's kind of interesting. I've never drafted with it. Yeah, let's try it. Especially with Saheeli, that's kind of a combo. Like making a bunch of 1/1 artifacts with Saheeli and then finishing the game with a Bolus's Citadel. Yeah. Could try it. Nothing else in that pack was super popping at me. So Flux Channeler number 2, Burning Prophet. There's a consideration in No Escape, of course, but I think Burning Prophet and Flux Channeler are the ones that are going to get us there more. Right now, we don't really have counters on anything. So Flux Channeler is like not doing a lot yet. So it might be more interesting to get Burning Prophet right now. Flux Channeler, of course, would do a lot if we could find an early creature with a +1/+1, like maybe an Iron Belly. So, I don't know. Maybe we get a Flux Channeler now and we start thinking about getting +1/+1 things going. Certainly a very high consideration in Rel's Outburst. I think that's the only card that's really interesting in this pack, other than a Guild Globe, which I do want, but not necessary. Iron Bully here over Tidebearer Giant, which would be very nice, but we have a little bit of card draw in Rel's Outburst and a little bit of scrying and Burning Profits. So maybe we don't need the card draw from Tidebearer Giant, even though it'd be really nice. We definitely need the counter from Iron Bully. Dreadmalkin probably will have a few sacrifice targets in this deck. I imagine that so Iron Bully could be a sacrifice target if we put the counter somewhere other than Iron Bully. There's Saheeli's little 1/1s. So actually that sounds like a pretty cool combo. Cast a bunch of non-creature spells, create 1/1 tokens, sacrifice them to Dreadmalkin. Win. Cool. So Kaya's Ghost Form I'm never playing. I think Erratic Visionary is pretty fantastic here. A very good 2-drop in general, I think. Honor the God Pharaoh is doing a few things that we want to do. Creating an Amass token, which we can sacrifice to Dreadmalkin. Proliferating onto Saheeli, creating 1/1 tokens as well. Scrying, yeah. I think that's a pretty strong pick here. Spark Reaper. We have a lot of ways to get Spark Reaper going. So that seems pretty cool. I am a little tempted by this contentious plan, but I think Spark Reaper is more the kind of thing that we're going to want here. Guild Globe kind of seems to make sense. We are looking at 3 colors right now. Yeah. And we don't have a lot to do on turn 2. Iron Bully, yes. Guild Globe number 2, sure, I might play it. Charity Extractor, I might not. Wall of Runes, Wall of Runes. Ugin. Well, I would love Cura's Dambreaker, but Ugin's really good. So is Jaya's Grating. Damn, this pack. Okay. I think it's an Ugin. Ooh, Ugin actually makes Guild Globes free and Iron Bully only costs 1? Huh. Yeah. We have a number. Oh, we get a Cura Dambreaker anyway. Lazarus Reaver would be pretty cute here, but I think, well, maybe we don't need a Cura Dambreaker because we have so much good stuff at the high end anyway, but it's still a very, very good card. I do think Lazarus Reaver is a little bit more necessary. We don't have a lot to do on turn 2. We do want sacrifice fodder for Spark Reaper. Dreadmalkin, Spark Harvest. So yeah. It certainly seems defensible. And wow. Rel's Outburst number 2. Over Cure Dambreaker, I do think that that's defensible. Number 3, like, are there any number that I would stop taking them at? They do lose value over time. Like, eventually our opponent just might not have things that are only 3 toughness to remove. The other choice would be a Thundering Drake. Thunder Drake. I think Thunder Drake, actually. And as long as we can get one counter on Thunder Drake, it should be... Man, I'm really passing up a Rouse Outburst. I don't normally have 3 in a deck, though. Yeah. I'm actually passing up a Rouse Outburst. I do like Lazatep Reaver over Erratic Visionary number 2. I think we can take out a Guild Globe. Well, actually we're at 23, and I think this is a 17 land deck. So, guess nothing really makes the cut, but yeah, I think... I'm not sure which I would side in if I wanted to draw more cards. Probably just the Erratic Visionary, since it doesn't also require Spark Reaper. And I do think that if we go with Lazatep Reaver, we can focus the deck a little bit more in the sacrifice theme. But we would have to take out, like, maybe a Relentless Advance isn't at its best here. Because we're not really trying to amass a big thing. We can probably amass a thing and then proliferate onto it a bunch of times and be pretty happy. So, yeah. I could see Sarkhan's Catharsis in a sideboard. I could also see Bolt Bend. With 2 Rouse Outburst, I don't think Sarkhan's Catharsis is as necessary as it otherwise might be. So I think a Bolt Bend will be a pretty cute trick to put in the sideboard. As would Crush Descent. We could get aggressive with On-Crop Invader, but I don't really feel like we're that aggressive of a deck. We're just trying to hold off the board and win with value. So we could put in a Crush Descent. It's not likely. And here I'll take in a Sarkhan's Catharsis over Invading Mana Core number 2. Heartfire is pretty good here. We could just take Honor the God Pharaoh number 2 and be pretty happy with that as well. I think we would be pretty happy with that. Spellkeeper Weird doesn't seem totally necessary. We aren't getting back a great spell. We're trying more to fill up the board with tokens. And Heartfire doesn't seem as necessary when we have 2 Rouse Outbursts, Spark Harvest as removal, and the Rouse Outbursts themselves can just deal damage to the opponent. Okay, now we do get our Cure of Dambreaker. And I'm going to take out Invading Mana Core. Not really what I'm trying to do with this deck. These don't matter. Grim Initiate, sure. If I really feel like we need the sacrifice fodder, then Grim Initiate could make the deck. And I really don't want to do... I think I don't want to go too deep into the sacrifice, because I want to sacrifice 10 to Bolas' Citadel, not to draw random cards while I'm digging for answers. And 2 Iron Bellies might be a little redundant, actually. Guild Globe is both fixing and drawing deeper into the deck, so I think it's actually defensible to run 2 in this kind of deck. It wants to draw a lot of cards and win with a funny combo. Okay. So we can try it like this. On to game 1. Against Caro 10. Cool. Well, has Bolas Citadel in the 3 swamps. I don't think that means we keep. But then again, almost anything in our deck we could just cast. Yeah, I mean, we're a 3-color deck and it has 3 colors, so okay. And we have now 2 to 3 drop. So there was no pause. They don't have Soren's Thirst in hand. Saheeli. Interesting. So, let's see. Wondering how to capitalize on this. We definitely want Saheeli out before we Guild Globe. And maybe we could wait on it, but also this does give us Scry, and we can move that to the bottom. One thing is kind of neat. We can actually, when we play our Guild Globe, they seem to be stuck on a color. I guess they're getting to see what our deck's trying to do. But, yeah, so it doesn't make sense to wait on this Guild Globe, certainly. Spark Reaper, good. Next turn, are we already at the mana to cast Bolas' Citadel? Wow. We haven't lost a single life this game? I don't know that we need to show them that, though, to win. It seems like we're doing fine without it. Well, I don't know that they aren't about to recover, and they have stayed in it. Yeah, let's just... I don't think it'll be that bad. Oh, I actually meant to make the servo a copy. Yep. Iron Bully. Put a counter on... Doesn't really matter. I'll put a counter on a servo. Dreadmulkin. Ugin. Well, we don't need to show them Ugin. We're certainly doing fine without it. Yeah, I don't predict them winning after this. Yeah. We showed them a bit of our deck. But they don't know about the Ugin, so they don't know everything. And we didn't see anything of theirs, so we really can't sideboard too much. Oh, I just realized my lands are not very good. Kind of all over the place, huh? Well, we'll have to fix that either when we sideboard for game 3 or between games. Maybe focus on 2 colors and put one as a splash is what I typically try to do. But I'm not sure how well we drafted focusing on 2 colors. Okay, this hand's... I don't think it's keepable. But I don't think I can mulligan that. Okay, we have black mana, so we can play Lazatop Reaver. They start out with Sky Theater Sphinx. Well, if we ever get red mana, we can play Ral's Outburst. Because I don't want to use Obnick's Cruelty on the Strix. That seems wasteful. Bleeding Edge, good card. Black mana. Spark Double. We're probably going... Well, you wouldn't do the army, right? Yeah, it's just a 1-1. They want to follow up with some really crazy proliferation, then maybe we start thinking about cruelty away, but I kind of think I just attack here, even though they're threatening. Yeah, they're just trading. It is interesting that that isn't a target ability. So I don't think I can actually respond. Naga Eternal. I mean, I'm gonna cruelty something. And I guess I'd like to take less damage this turn. Man, can't get our colors. So I think Ugin will probably come out next turn if... Oh, really, stealth mission. I've seen a number of stealth missions today, and it's not like it's that good a card. We're just very, very screwed on colors. I mean, we're dead in the air. Almost. If I destroy permanent that's more than one or more colors, I don't quite think I'm winning. I think I have to plus, go to 1, hope that they don't have a way to get their card back. Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to look at the sideboard and figure out how to fix this color screw a bit. See if we can. Yeah, we're just like even Steven on all mana. It's like I do want to play Bolas' Citadel. But like maybe instead of Thunder Drake we just do Charity Extractor. Iron Bully actually seems quite good, partially just so that we can cast it for any color. It's Fairy's Time Twist goes out. Well, it feels like we are base black. We don't need so many reds. And also, Saheeli could be cast for blue. We were just sort of unlucky having so many red cards in hand. But I think we can take some red out, put some black in, some blue. Yeah, and I'll put back into Fairy's Time Twist. I put in too many cards. Fairy's Time Twist back out. Charity Extractor backed out. Okay. So go to 3 mountains. Maybe even only 2. Because blue and black are really our colors. Yeah, so I should have paid more attention to the lands when we're crafting this deck. Glad I didn't run out of time in the sideboard. Okay. Play first. Well, better than last time. Can do Lazatop Reaver into Spark Reaper. And there's like only a slight temptation to hold off on Guild Lobe until we can get some added benefit. Soul Diviner. Well, now the Guild Glove just feels irrelevant. We have all the mana. There's Flux. So I'm definitely incentivized to sacrifice the Lazatope Reaver over the token because we can potentially put counters on the token. In more than one way, in fact. So yeah, still no attacks. Ashiok Skulker, interesting. Won't line up well if we draw Obnick's Cruelty, though. We have enough swamps. Just lands. Okay. Can't really attack. Okay. That's not actually bad for us. Now it's a 4/4. Yeah, people don't always seem to understand how to use Kasmina's Transmutation, but the army is a 0/0 token creature, and when you put Kasmina's Transmutation on it, it becomes a base 1/1 token creature. So you're actually improving it when you do that. It is something to be aware of. Another Lazatope Reaver. Iron Bully. And when we amass one, I think it still goes on to this token. Yeah. And I'm going to put a counter on Spark Reaper so that he can start attacking. I'm not totally interested in blocking here, especially when they have Ashiok Skulker and can't be blocked anyway. Naga Eternal. Okay. Yeah, they just want to get in without being blocked every turn. Which is, sure, it's a strategy. Bolus's Citadel. I am kind of low on life, but I still want to go for it. It's kind of what this deck wants to do, right? And it also proliferates. So even when it's bad, it's good. Nah. Don't want to trade that off quite. Okay, they're jumping. I should have played Bolus's Citadel before I played my land for the turn, but oh well. We can gain a little bit of life off of Spark Reaper's ability. It's a very Time Twist, sure. So this way it's available to block as well. And has a counter, of course. Dreadmulkin. Well, I can just, like, go in with my 6/6, and then if they want to block the Iron Bully, then I can sacrifice it. If they don't, then I just get damage in. This gains me life and draws me a card. Swamp. Honor the God Pharaoh. Sure. Wait, cancel. Yeah, I can't go with lower on life. That would be silly. But I can sacrifice I kind of want to line up lethal next turn. So it seems to make a little bit more sense to put Dreadmalkin out now. And I still get to decide whether I want to sacrifice these two to draw cards and gain a little life. Whoa. Interesting. So they're dealing 4 to my Flex Channeler. Well, I can just sacrifice my Flex Channeler. They still mill me for 4, but I do get to draw that and gain a little life. And they can't activate Ashiok's Skulker anymore. So, interesting here. Because we can Rouse Outburst, one of their blockers, and then... Well, I think I can afford to do this. And there's a Rouse Outburst on top, but we could not cast it because we need the life. So, if 2 damage gets through, then we have lethal damage in Rouse Outburst. I think I'm gonna risk it. Essentially, they have to block Dreadmalkin, and they have to block with 2 creatures. Yeah, this is totally acceptable. Let's see, damage happens. Okay. Oh, worked. Okay, that was a good game. Alright, let's fix this land before I forget. So, yeah, we don't need so many mountains. Even with the base of this deck, we're running 4 red cards. We have 2 sources of fixing for red. So we do need a number of red sources. But we don't need as many. I do think we do want to keep in Burning Prophet. We just get rewarded in many different ways for running spells this way. 3 mountains and 2 guild globes, so 5 sources of red for... Oh, we actually have 5 red cards. Well, I'm going to say that this is as much as I can do, probably because we have as many red sources as we have red spells. And I'm not really sure that I want to go down on our red spells, which synergize very nicely with what our deck is doing. I guess we're a little bit unfocused as a sacrifice slash spells instant sorceries deck, but that's probably okay enough, because if we want to cast Bolas' Citadel, we need to be in black. Our black cards are good, and our blue cards that we would put in and red cards that we would put in are pretty medium. So let's see how this would work. We'd take out Dreadmalkin, take out Lazotep Reaver, and maybe even Spark Reaper. No, because then we would put in blue and red cards, but we still need to somehow cast a triple black Bolas' Citadel. So, yeah, these cards are essential to our game plan. And I do think I want another Iron Bully, though, because it's at least something we can cast. And so Teferi's Time Twist probably not as essential as everything else. Alright, next game. Against Worf. Worf? Well, I feel like this is sort of on the fence. We can cast most spells on our deck with these lands. And the Rouse Outburst is just sort of sitting in hand. I'm going to try it. Okay. They mulligan, so maybe we're a little advantaged, but we're probably just going to flat out, honestly. Blue-green can be pretty scary. See how much they proliferate. Well, I don't really see much of a reason to run out Saheeli right now. Gives a bit of the game away. Probably not much. Erratic Visionary is good here. Start holding this land in hand to discard it. I probably will do that main phase if I don't draw the right thing. We also have a way to generate tokens. Your tokens are better than mine, though. Oh, Thunderdrake. Yeah. I still want to hold this in hand to eventually discard the Erratic Visionary, though. Kasmina does make our Rouse Outburst cost 6 instead of 4. So that could be a little bit of an issue.
My students are loyal geniuses.
New Horizons. Yeah, why not make a 3/3? We can take a few hits. Oh, they did the one with Summoning Sickness. A little bit of an oops. That's annoying. Okay, so I kind of do want to get Saheeli out, but right now she just dies. So, can we even cast Rouse Outburst? No. So I think we sit back a moment. We let a 3/3 hit us, sure. little afraid of a Kurgan crisis on this board. Plane-wide celebration, and they just want to proliferate twice. 4 times. Wow. That's ridiculous. Alright, it looks like we're actually just chumping with a 1-3 and then hoping to find a way to deal with a 6-6 and a 7-7 on a board like this. Jeez. I suppose we don't need a chump yet. But it feels like, why wouldn't we? This is a lot of damage. And I don't want to be pushed into chumping later when we otherwise might not. Well, next turn we'll have bodies to chump with. Okay. If we play Saheeli into Lazatop Reaver, that makes a little bit of sense in that it grows our Thunder Drake enough to attack Saheeli at least. She probably just dies. Well, we'll have 2 chumpers, so yeah, submit 0. Actually would have made more sense, wouldn't it, of to played Saheeli into, or played Lazatop Reaver into Saheeli, and then we would have gotten additional proliferation onto the Thunder Drake. Well, that just sucks. Yikes. So we need like an amazing storm of things to happen here. Well, unfortunately, Ugin's not going to win us the game. Neither is Iron Bully, since we don't have the mana to cast it. So let's not show them that we have Ugin. Put Iron Bully in our hand. And concede. There's no way we're blocking a 7-7 and an 8-8 with Menace with only 3 creatures. So, that is scary. I'm not quite sure what to do about it. I think we want Invading Mana Core. I'm not sure. Sarkhan's Catharsis seems about right. Ral's Outburst is not going to take down one of their Planeswalkers efficiently enough. Bolas's Citadel, I think they're applying too much pressure for us to... Well, but will they be able to do that twice? Iron Bully is probably our weakest card, and... Well, Dreadmulkin, and then put back in Iron Bully, because I'm not feeling like Dreadmulkin is... It might be... Oh, okay. It'll be okay, because they didn't really have a lot to put on the board. So a Menace creature that threatens to grow is good. Which actually might be an argument for why we should cut and honor the God Pharaoh for an Iron Bully. And be able to get through their defenses. Yeah, so I think we can run it like this. It was really just that plane-wide celebration that wrecked us. And as long as we are able to, or as long as they don't draw that, exactly that, I think we'll be fine. And this is the nice controlling hand that will prevent us from getting run over again like we did. So this is one of those hands where it's like, do we lead with Iron Bully and put a counter on itself or Flux Channeler? I feel like Iron Bully is good. Sacrifice fodder for Heartfire or Spark Harvest, so probably want to lead with Flux Channeler, put the counter on that, Spark Harvest the Iron Bully into something if we need. Okay. No plays by our opponents so far. We have all our colors. Could use a bit of card draw, though. And we can put the counter on... Ooh. Interesting. What do you take? Tell us a little bit about their hand. If they're wanting to play a Planeswalker, they will not want us to have Spark Harvest. If they're just going to flood the board, okay. So they're not afraid of Dreadmalkin. Or maybe they are, and they just wanted to get Spark Harvest out of our hand. Yeah, so it seems better to put the counter on Flux Channeler. It makes it harder to kill her. And Dreadmalkin can eat Iron Bully, and then we didn't really lose any value from our Menace Bully. So now if they want to play Kasmina, we can sacrifice Bully to Dreadmalkin. Yep. And we also just have Obnick's Cruelty if we really just want to use it now. Kaya goes to the bin. Interesting. It's not a card I would generally want to put there. Yeah, it's not great. But I actually think Obnick's Cruelty is fair here. Alright. Kasmina makes it cost more. Okay. So I expect something to get blocked. But if they block Dreadmalkin, then we still get 2 damage on Kasmina. They can't activate her. Yeah. And I'm just going to sacrifice the Burning Prophet to kill Kasmina.
My schemes are ruined.
So they paid 4 mana. They took down Burning Prophet, drew a card, discarded a card, made it 2/2. Essentially what that card did for them. It's not that it was bad at all. If they go all in on the token, I'm going to be very interested. Okay. Is a plane-wide celebration in our future? Proliferate. Sure. So if they proliferated 4 times, I mean, I probably just want to leave up Obnick's Cruelty. I can attack with this 3/3 and see what they want to do, but then I would have to not hold up Obnick's Cruelty. So I'm going to hold back. How much is Plane-Wide Celebration? Like, could they even cast it if they wanted? I think it's 6 mana. I'll look that up real quick. Plane-Wide Celebration. Angrath. Okay, so maybe it actually makes sense to let them amass 2. See if they want to attack with it. they're just letting turn pass. So, yeah, I don't want that token to grow too big. Obnick's Cruelty makes a lot of sense here. Ral's Outburst makes a lot of sense here. On their 3-3 or Angrath? Well, if we do it on the 3-3, we have two 5/5s, and then they have two 1/2 blockers. I think it makes more sense to do it on their 3-3. Well, we didn't really need either of those cards. Hoping for something better. I'll just keep it in hand, we'll see. So they either double chump just so that they can make a 2/2 token and keep Menace, or they let Angrath die. Yeah. I probably could have just attacked Angrath with Dreadmulkin, that would have been fine. Oh, if I did, yeah, I wouldn't want to do Erratic Visionary, because I would draw a card and then have to discard that very card. Aid to the Fallen? They're looking at their graveyard. I'm thinking it's Aid to the Fallen. It could be Plain White Celebration, actually. You can just get 4 cards back from your graveyard. That is, in effect, Plain White Celebration. Yep. Oh, just 2/2s. Okay. Well, these lands are not quite what I need. Guild Globe? Sure. Proliferate. So I feel like it would just be a little bit too easy for them to simply put 3 2/2s in front of my Dreadmulkin or Flux Channeler, so I don't want to attack here. Tameo, get back Plain White Celebration and then just like make infinite 2/2s throughout the game? Jeez. I mean, they can't do it this turn, of course. So we do have another Rouse. Oh. Interesting. I think we just Ugin plus. Yeah. If we're able to get Bolas' Citadel at any point, then the game's just sort of done. We can send with a 2/2 every turn, and that seems fine. Maybe we don't want to send with a 2/2 every turn? Yeah. Just creating more 2/2s, getting 2 cards out of their graveyard. Oh, proliferate twice so that they can get it back with Tameo. That is super interesting. But they'd have to proliferate, like, a bunch if they wanted to, It's interesting I can sacrifice a creature with Dreadmulkin. I can sacrifice one of these 2/2s with Dreadmulkin to get that card. So, yeah, I think I go after Tameo. Like, we just gotta get 4/4s off the battlefield, right? And I can sacrifice things a couple times if they don't block with enough. Okay. Tameo's done. She's done her job.
I will not stand for such violence.
Fortunately, I do feel a little bit exposed. They have 6 attackers, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess only 3 damage would get through. We're actually okay. And I don't want to take down a blocker and have a chance of drawing something that's not a blocker, so I guess I'll just sit tight. So yeah, I definitely 8 now, Aid to the Fallen. Oh my god. Oh, of course, Plain White Celebration can just get those cards back. What was I thinking? Toll the Invasion would be amazing right now. Okay. I could play Cure Dambreaker after combat. Because otherwise I have the ability to decide whether or not I want to sacrifice things. Just 2 things? Okay, they're going for the kill. Which is great before they play Kaya. Yeah, I think I least care about the 1/1. So every 2/2, every 2/2/2s I sacrifice is alright, so they're basically I can just sacrifice 2 things. And I'm taking off about as much. And I'm getting a little bit of card advantage. So Kaya comes down as expected. Although we can exile Kaya with Ugin. And they will make a try for Ugin, which is respectable. God. Infinitely recurring Plain-White Celebrations, though? Like, please don't. Oh, do I just bolus a Citadel now? Alright, don't play the land, dummy. Yeah, if we pay 3... Ah. Black and blue. Wait. Silly auto-tapper. Do I have to do this manually? Black and blue. Okay. Triple black. There we go. Okay. Honor the God Pharaoh. Don't need another island. Can play this swamp from the top. Iron Bully. On Erratic Visionary, I think. And then we hit a land. So we have almost infinite mana every turn. They have very limited mana. And sure, they can get that back from exile, but I think this will put us in a position where we can win. We only have 8 cards left in our deck, which is scary, but at least we have the life to work with.
The moon looks intriguing tonight.
Alright, so they get Plane-Wide Celebration. We basically have an turn to win. I kind of doubt it, but you know, we'll see. We have to get some amount of damage on them, and we have to sacrifice 10 permanents. We haven't even gotten Saheeli. Saheeli's on the bottom 8 cards of our deck. Well, there's Saheeli. Okay.
You've never seen anything like this.
Okay, I think we're actually going to get this, honestly. We have 3 cards left in deck. 2 cards left in deck. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. So this will make 10. Holy fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. Well, we just had to sort of go off, but it worked. Oh my god, it worked. Against a deck that can just infinitely recur crap, my god, what do you do? I don't know. Bolt Bend seems okay. They only showed us Kaya. You know what? I wonder if we could actually change the target that they get back with their spells. Let's try that. Alright, Tarkin's Catharsis. Maybe not. Maybe. Alright, down a Lazatop Reaver. That's the only thing I really think that I can go down on. Even that's kind of iffy, because we want sacrifice fodder. Well, no black mana, but it is a large portion of our deck. We get an extra draw. We get Iron Bully on 3. So I think we're going to have to keep this hand. But it is going to be very difficult to get Bolas's Citadel out. It's also going to be very difficult to get almost anything out with this hand. Jeez. I mean, but Iron Bully and Rouse Outburst, that'll probably be enough to begin with. Going all in on Pollen Bright Druid, I'm kind of hoping to just Rouse Outburst that. Yeah, and I would like to play Flux Channeler first, but I do want to be prepared for a Planeswalker this turn. Courage and Crisis, jeez. Alright, so now we're just hoping to cast Omnic's Cruelty at some point. Like now. Could wait for their turn. Is there a reason to or not to? I'm not sure. Just in case they just want to go all in on this Pollen Bright, I'm going to try it. Alright, I have to do it now. It might have... They might not have wanted to draw a card if it weren't for the Proliferate on that, so... Maybe it changed their play, maybe not. Bloom Hulk. I could just Spark Harvest that. It's kind of, I could just hope to draw another land. I mean, I kind of want to Rail's Outburst for a land. But I also want Flux Channeler down. I'm just going to take 4 for now. And we'll see. Oh, I could have Spark Harvest just hardcast, actually, now that I think about it. Problem is, Bolus's Citadel isn't very good now that we're, ugh. So low on life. Yeah, can we hardcast this? No. But we can put a counter on Flux Channeler and Spark Harvest away the 1/1 that we just created. So 7 damage coming in. If they don't play more than a 3/3, I think this is actually lethal. I mean, hard to know how to do this. Okay. We made it. Oh, that was a tense game. Okay, on to the next round. Up against Madawaska 86. Well, not a great hand, but we have everything we need to develop one, and we can probably discard a land to honor the God Pharaoh, maybe kill something. Iron Bully improves this hand a bit. No plays for our opponent. I don't really want to sacrifice the Guild Globe for honor of the God Pharaoh, though. It's a little bit awkward. Especially if we have 2 Honor of the God Pharaohs, I'd probably discard one of the other Honor of the God Pharaohs instead of a land, which we normally would do. Shriek Driver is a good counter to a deck running lots of Planeswalkers. So we could get Spark Reaper up, put the +1 on Spark Reaper next turn, or just play Iron Bully as a menace creature. Could be better. If they want to play a Planeswalker, might encourage them to stay back with their Skydiver and have another creature. Looks like they have nothing. Okay. So Omnic's Cruelty on that seems pretty good since they wouldn't get their amass token, but I don't think I need to use it yet. I want to get the Spark Reaper out, and they can hit us for 5. We can remove their creature, Well, there's that. Yeah, so I do think we end up using Obnick's Cruelty on Herald here over Soul Diviner when they have nothing with counters on them. And then next turn I might start thinking about Honor the God Pharaoh. We're definitely not doing great though. Well, Thunder Drake's a good pickup. They seem to have an instant though. It wouldn't be another Tyrant Scorn, would it? Life's getting to be a bit of an issue, but I still don't think I'm ready to trade off my Iron Bully. Kaya. Fuck.
I faced undead horrors. This is
Okay. Now they just get in for 4. Then I hit Kaya, and then I'm not quite dead the following turn. Spark Harvest. Okay. So we can just Spark Harvest with the Amass token and deal with Kaya that way. And discarding an island just in case we're able to draw another source of fixing for Honor the God Pharaoh again. It's almost a little tempting to keep the 1/1 around just because it can,
You have to do better than that.
yeah. So I think we have to play Bolas's Citadel next turn, and then, unless we find like a really good other play. Yeah, we're not looking good. Bunch of cards we can't cast in hand. Might have been better to just concede, but we'll see. So that's another blocker, gets us down to 3 life. And that's a land. Okay. So once again, we are lacking a lot of fixing for red, but we have 3, 4, 5 sources. I really want a lot of card draw, but it's just too much probably. It was a mistake. Yeah, and Burning Prophet for Relentless Advance. Oh, we didn't... Well, we saw Kaya. So I think Price of Betrayal is fair here. But it might not be that relevant. Well, now we have our red source. Deck is mocking me, and we don't have black. But black still... I feel like we're likely enough to draw it. And we've got good plays until then. Well, a good play. Taskmaster. Nice. Do I just cruelty that away immediately? Kinda would be nice to... do this first. And see if we can't get Saheeli out first. But it's really only one extra 1/1. Yep, no blocks yet. Lazatep Reaver of their own. Okay, second black source is a good draw. So now I feel like we can put Iron Bully out and Dread Malkin and start building up a board. Lazatep Reaver is a good blocker right now. And now Iron Bully and the 1/1 can both be sacrifice fodder to Dread Malkin. And we can get Saheeli out. Spark Harvest, that's pretty aggressive. It is a scary card though, so not like I blame them. Since they're not being super aggressive, I think we can take the turn off to play Saheeli. And we can actually make Iron Bully a copy of Reaver. That doesn't do anything. I don't think it keeps Menace. I kind of wonder about that. I don't think it keeps Menace. If we draw a Swamp next turn, we could actually just play Bull as a Citadel, but probably not the play. Yeah, so even though Shriek Driver threatens Saheeli, I think we do this instead of killing that. Yeah, we would do this before attacking. And now we have sacrificial fodder. So I don't... Yeah, because they can attack Shriek Driver in, I don't really want to copy Lazatep Reaver right now. Saheeli would go to 1 a bit quickly. Put the counter on Shriek Driver, so she would have gone to 0 if we did that.
You will not dissuade me from battle.
Okay, Guild Globe. It's possible that Saheeli will have done as much as we need her to do anyway. Draw a card. Another Guild Globe. So yeah, Saheeli's actually doing a lot of work for us to get up to 10 permanents to sacrifice to Bolas' Citadel. Unfortunately, we kind of need 20 right now. Not land. Dang. But I think we can still send with Lazatep Reaver. Pretty happy if any of these blocks happen. And if we get Ugin down, Ugin probably just takes the Shriek Driver down.
Time to come up with a new plan.
Price of Betrayal. Not really the card I need right now. Don't want to discard anything to honor the Godfarer, though. Like, okay. I'll discard Price of Betrayal. Yeah. I feel like hitting a land drop or maybe drawing some more interaction is more useful. Lazatep Reaver again. Sure. So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 permanents. Lazatep Reaver can't really attack anymore. So we could be closing the game out soon. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Actually, I don't know why. It didn't cross my mind, but we're just going to Rouse Outburst the Shriek Driver. Obviously. Overplaying Ugin or Bolas' Citadel, I think so. I don't think there's a lot of reason to do it on my turn. Kitty comes up. Too bad I can't kill the Shriek Driver in response to that. So they wouldn't draw the card, because it's part of the cost of doing the effect. Not a part of the effect, so we can't respond to it. I'll actually let them hit me. We'll see what they got. Get some more information before we make our next play. The thing is, if I got Bolus's Citadel down and we had 10 permanents on the field, that would actually just be lethal if I Rowell's Outburst them. So actually, yeah, I'm just going to do that. Another Rowell's Outburst? Sure. Alright, let's Ugin plus. I'm mildly sensing a no escape from our opponent. And that'll make 10. So we have lethal next turn. Assuming that we don't end up making a bunch of trades. But I don't think they're really threatening lethal here. Yeah, they can sacrifice their army token to draw a card. Makes a lot of sense. Sure, they get back their creature at the... Well, they did it too soon. Everyone always misplays that card. I misplayed that card at first. They thought they'd be able to get 3 damage in, but Teferi's Time Twist returns it at the beginning of the next end step, and the end step had already begun when they cast it. So, very common mistake, it seems. Okay, they're almost tapped out of blue. And there's no hard counter. They could have, like, a Crush Descent if they don't play anything more. But they did play another thing. It's actually Ugin that says when this token leaves the battlefield, that we get the card back, not the card. So Kasmina's Transmutation doesn't do anything about that. And it's also just a land under it, so it doesn't really matter. So I think it makes sense to attack and activate Bolus's Citadel at instant speed. Because, I don't know, maybe they have a way to gain life. Is there a 2 mana way to gain life in black right now? I don't really think so, honestly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I guess I'll keep more useful things around. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just in case. What if? Okay. So, Bolus's Citadel wins another game. What can we do about this? So they had a flyer, which was kind of their most annoying thing. They didn't really have a lot else. They had some removal, so I like Teferi's Time Twist here. Charity Extractor seems like a potential thing. Present Betrayal. Alright, they really only have Kaya, so we should put in other cards that just help us gum up the board, like Charity Extractor. I think that's about it. We have 5 sources of fixing for red for 3 cards. So, seems good enough. And a good amount of card draw. Okay, Dreadmulkin turn 1. We have Bolus' Citadel in hand. A single island allows us to play Erratic Visionary and Dam Breaker once we get up enough mana. I think I'm going to keep it. They didn't really get on the board very quickly, so Dreadmulkin can at least get a few hits in. Very likely. We only run 3 mountains. Drew 2 of them. Soul Diviner. Guild Globe is kind of nice here. Might not be a blue, but we can play Erratic Visionary and avoid taking a bit of damage for a few turns. And normally we'd be using it to splash red, so we're not really losing much value. Okay, they would rather attack than draw a card. And we have another Guild Globe, so it's not like we're hurt too much on the splash. Not attacking. Stealth Mission. Really not a fan of that card, but I guess it's kind of a combo with Soul Diviner. Like, you can either use it for lethal or just give yourself a card draw engine. And it looks like they're missing a land drop, so they might be considering that. What's holding up priority is probably that Soul Diviner wants to remove a counter, and they want to get damage first. So yeah, now you remove a counter, hope to draw a land, they don't. And we got a blue source, which is good. We can Erratic Visionary at instant speed, so I'm not interested in doing that right now. Ral's Outburst. Nice. Yep, I guess we just hold back a bit. Have they played any white cards other than Kaya? Like, maybe the auto-suggestion of lands kind of screwed them over here. Eternal Taskmaster. Okay. So, kind of want to kill that before we kill Soul Diviner. So, a little bit, I guess it'll act as a little bit of a lightning rod for our opponent. Interesting. So if they have a way to kill our Erratic Visionary, at least we get it out of their hands and spend their mana. Perhaps a Crush Descent, but if they had a Crush Descent, would they rather use it on our Dreadmulkin? Nothing. Okay. Iron Bully is a nice pickup, but does that change our plan? Can play Bolus' Citadel as early as next turn. They don't have anything in their graveyard, so Eternal Taskmaster doesn't do anything, but if I use Ral's Outburst on anything else, it gets turned on. So that doesn't seem right. We're at 4 lands, next turn 5, so we're 2 turns off of Cura's Dam Breaker. We only have 1 land untapped after Iron Bully, so the only other thing we could draw is Spark Harvest, and I don't want to do anything with that. So I guess it's just Ral's Outburst, but we could also just play Erratic, put a counter on Erratic Visionary, and then discard this island to draw another card. That seems fine too. And now they can't really attack with anything. Saheeli of their own. Do we actually not want to activate Erratic Visionary? Seems to be an argument for not, because we can play Bolus's Citadel next turn and then just start comboing off, and we're at 15 life, so they're not applying a lot of pressure yet. But especially after when we get the Citadel going, the pressure that they are applying probably won't matter too much. Okay, so it looks like they're Spark Harvesting our 1/1. I mean, it's kind of free for them. They go down a card in hand, stay even on the battlefield. But it's not like that creature was doing too much for me. So yes, because I want to use Bolus's Citadel and I don't want to discard anything, I think... Okay, it would have been safe to discard the land. Flux Channeler, great. Lazotop Reaver. Ugin, oh, wow. Can I really afford to go to 4? I don't see any reason why not. And I'm not worried about killing their Saheeli. It's not that threatening. Okay. So at this point, we're kind of trying to get to like a lot of permanents on board, really. Or just proliferate a ton. That's also a valid plan. But I certainly don't feel like we're in danger of losing, although Shriek Driver would be quite threatening to us. They'd have to play Shriek Driver and proliferate onto it, so maybe I went a little crazy. But getting Ugin into play for free just seemed very winning. Okay. So Flux Channeler becomes a 1/1. Teferi's Time Twist would sort of fix that, though. Land on top. Another land on top. So now is a good time for Ral's Outburst. They could Crush Descent us, I guess. Teferi's Time Twist, sure. Well, we can Ugin plus to get the card. Yeah. Well, I'm not paying the life for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need more permanents. But we're certainly doing okay. I guess I'll leave this guy back. Because we can draw an extra card with him. And he's a good defender. Cannot pay that. Will die. And if I tap him, we can't play him anyway, so... Oh no, tap. They're looking at my cards. Might have been a little aggressive with my attacks, but we'll see. I was really hoping they would double block. Spark Reaper of their own. So they're not looking to outright win this turn. Honor the God Pharaoh would be interesting. Oh, we can also just play Kiora Dambreaker. I think... Because if we plus, we don't get Honor the God Pharaoh. But I think we do it anyway. If there's a Spark Harvest on top, I'm not upset. Okay, get to play a land off the top. Iron Bully. Only costs 1 life, but we're still dead to... could be dead to Street Driver. Let's do it. And we're not playing Lazatop Reaver off the top. Oh, we're only at 1 life? Wait, Ugin, you're supposed to make it cost 1 less. Or 2 less. Alright, I want Charity Extractor out because we need to start gaining life. I should have played that before the Iron Bully. Crush Descent, I don't really care. Did I not pay 2? There, pay 2. So we can deal 10 to them, but we still need to find a way to deal 4 more damage.
I will not give up.
My Thunder Drake would be pretty good right now.
Enough.
Tide Bear Giant. Okay, so now Ral's Outburst would be lethal. And we only played 1. They find another Spark Harvest? Okay. Well, we can play Cura's Downbreaker. Only leaves up 1 mana. It would be the biggest thing on the board, but I don't think that's what matters right now. But Lazatop Reaver is not really adding more to the board either. Okay. So, a bit of a misplay because I expected... I'll just do this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's possible that just doing this earlier and digging for that final damage would have been the correct play. Yep. Oh well. We knew we were dead to Shriek Driver. I just really thought that Ugin would only take 1 life, or that it would only cost 1 life to play Iron Bully, because Ugin makes it cost 2 less, right? That's supposed to be how it works, I thought. Okay, well, if we get land screwed, we have Erratic Visionary, so I think this is keepable, if not a little risky. And we do have Iron Bully, so it doesn't matter what land we draw next. Erratic Visionary as a 2/4 will actually be quite good, I think. But then again, we do want to tap it quite a lot with a hand like this, so maybe a 2/4 isn't that impressive. Yep, did not want to miss a land drop, and Lazatop Reaver doesn't look amazing here. Missed a land drop. Really hope to get some black mana and Obnick's Cruelty that before they get up to 5 mana. It's a fairy. Interesting. Okay, didn't draw the land we needed, but we can put a menace creature down, and that does discourage them from attacking a little bit. But then again, if they wanted to trade, that would be good for us because Merfolk Skydiver is pretty scary.
Don't worry, I got this.
What you got? They're just gonna go all in, do like a Courage and Crisis on their Skydiver? Nope. Okay, Flex Channeler. Sure. Actually, a lot less scary to me. But I am a little bit worried about a +3/+3 effect coming out. So let's shut that down. Okay, they don't have a 1 mana green spell. They were just threatening to double block. Okay, now I think we can play Saheeli into Dreadmulkin. Probably. Well, maybe not. Because the Arlen's Wolf is just unblockable. Ugin's a nice pickup. So let's put out Thunderdrake. Thunderdrake can block Flux Channeler. I would actually like to trade for their Wolf if they let me. Okay. Oh, no, they don't have the kill spell. Not yet. Okay. I'm gonna take a bit of a beating. Alright, so I think we want Erratic Visionary and Dreadmulkin out. That does seem a bit better than Guild Globe hoping for a land and then Dreadmulkin or Iron Bully. And it grows our Thunderdrake. So now Thunderdrake can block the Wolf. But we're still going to take 5. Might end up chumping at some point to get rid of Cura's Dambreaker. Attacking with the Wolf. Do I want to trade off Thunderdrake for whatever they got? No, I think I just want to take less damage. And we can probably, like, Guild Globe into a land and play Saheeli or Iron Bully. If we draw a land, it's even just like Saheeli into Guild Globe, and then Thunderdrake's at least a little bigger. Okay, we drew a land. Yeah, I think I like this play a bit more. So we get to pump our Thunderdrake again. We get to make another chump blocker. We get to draw a card. And pass turn. So Ugin looks like he's coming down next turn. I am feeling like trades are pretty good for us right now. But the problem is, if Thunderdrake goes down, we don't really have a lot else going on. So, like, nothing else blocks him. So I fear we have to actually sit back, even though this puts us in a very precarious situation. Okay, so the alternative is Iron Bully and Spark Reaper. And that still grows our Thunderdrake. If they have a trick, at least we get to do an actual trade. And Iron Bully makes a chump blocker. Actually, okay, now I feel pretty safe blocking with the Thunderdrake. And I think our position is quite good. So they didn't have an instant that put our flyer on the bottom of our library, or they would have used it. So we can start Ugin and plussing probably and going for Bolas's Citadel. Or something of the like. But we're only at 7 life, so that's kind of risky. Now, if they have a pump spell, I imagine they still want to attack with Kiora's Dambreaker here. And if that's the case, then I still just want to chump. Okay, Courage and Crisis. So they have 2 white up, which suggests maybe a deal 4 effect to our Thunderdrake. But I'm pretty happy making that trade here. So when they play it, they will proliferate again. This will go to 6, 5. So it'll still die. Our Thunderdrake will die. But again, I think I'm pretty happy being able to block. Not making this means that we cannot block Divine Arrow. Yep. Okay. Ugin. Another chumper. And another chumper. I mean, maybe it was more correct to just destroy Kura's Dambreaker, but now I have a chump blocker that actually gets me back in Honor of the God Pharaoh. And that seems pretty good. Mawu could be pretty scary. But they've already used their Courage in Crisis. Since they were in a pretty commanding board state before this, I imagine that they just drew Mawu and they maybe don't have a way to put a counter on him. But if they do, then maybe we just Ugin minus. And that's a scarier card right now than Kiyora's Dambreaker. Okay. Well, here's a trade I'm rather happy to make. And the question is, yeah, of course, we just go down a chump blocker. Makes a lot more sense. We wanted to lose that token anyway, since we get back a draw spell that creates an amass token and Saheeli triggers. Ooh, even better. Yep. And we can actually start making... Nice. Yeah, so I think we're gonna minus on the Trampler. So I think it makes sense to hold land in hand right now. But when I play Bolas's Citadel, I can copy Flex Channeler with Iron Bully or the 1/1 servo token if we don't use it to chump this turn. Oh, no, we just use the army to chump. And then we get to proliferate twice, and then minus Ugin again. Bloom Hulk, sure. And kill their Kiyora's Dambreaker, deal some damage, and get up on our permanent count. Yep. Happens every day of the week. Okay. So, oh, wait. Yeah, I can play Bolas's Citadel. It will tap all my mana, but it's fine. So, make... So we can actually copy Flex Channeler with Guild Globe. I didn't realize that. But now we can't... Oh, that wasn't what I expected to have happen. Yeah, that was silly. Okay. So it's a play for next turn, maybe. For now, I guess we just sort of sit back. Whatever we jump with, we sacrifice it. Ashy Oak Skulker is not bad. Okay, and they don't even want to get in. So we don't need to actually sacrifice anything. Discard Swamp if we're already... Nah, I want to keep the Guild Globe around. Increases our permanent count. So now we can do that play I was thinking of. So now we proliferate twice. And get to go off. We are at 5 life though, so I shouldn't do that too much. Yeah, so Kiyora's Dambreaker actually just gets chumped every turn. Ashy Oak Skulker threatens to get in. So, yeah, I'll wait a turn before attacking with that. Yep, and we can discard this swamp to draw Lazatop Reaver. Do we actually need to get up to 20 permanents this game? That would suck. We have 14 cards left in the library. Okay, land off the top. Honor the God Pharaoh. Do I want to go down to 2? I don't expect a hasty flyer again, but I'm not sure. Well, I could just discard Lazatop Reaver, honestly. And second Flux Channeler isn't even all that relevant. We don't need to proliferate that much. But I do think I still like this trick.
Genius is as genius does.
We do want Rel's Outburst. Yep. Yep. Get rid of their Flux Channeler. Land to the bottom. Spark Harvest. Kill Kiara's Dambreaker. Can we just attack all and win this turn? So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 permanents. We need to get 8 damage on them. This always happens, and that's actually... okay. That's lethal. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woot. Okay, on to game 2. We didn't see any reason to bring in Price of Betrayal. Dusk Mantle Operative almost seems like a cute little trick, but I'm not sure if they're really into that many big creatures. We saw a few. Again, I'm kind of considering Charity Extractor. Not taking out Burning Prophet was a mistake. I need to remember to change out our main board. We were able to stabilize, but I don't know if I don't want to, like, take out another God Pharaoh and put in Teferi's Time Twist or anything like that. I had too many mountains that game, but it's low, it's variance. So, okay, I'll put in another mountain for now. 4 might not even be enough, but, you know, don't want to get screwed on our main colors because of our third. Well, I mean, it looks okay. We're on the draw. We get to draw an extra card, especially with Guild Globe. We have all 3 colors. Okay, so Lazatop Reaver into Spark Reaper, probably over Iron Bully. Maybe I just Guild Globe because I want to draw a land and kill that as soon as we can. Yep. Do we see a mini Teferi again? If they had the 1/1 flyer that puts counter on another thing, they would have probably played that already. Yep, we need to ferry. So minus on the 1/1 goes back to our hand. There might have been an argument for playing Iron Bully just in case this happened, but I don't think it was strong enough. We can just do this. I suppose the only real reason to do this is so we can play Ral's Outburst on... Well, we don't want to let them plus it infinitely, to be honest. So, I think this makes sense. Warscale Crocodile. Interesting. And no land. Super interesting. I mean, it kind of seems to make sense to play Lazatop Reaver to have something to chump the Warscale Crocodile. But if they start putting counters on it, that sucks. I'd be willing to trade a few cards for it. Definitely. Cure Dambreaker. Proliferates onto nothing. Okay, so I think Spark Reaper makes sense next if we're going to start chumping. Okay, we drew the land. So it's definitely Ral's Outburst here. And I might even just want to put a land in my hand. I suppose they showed us Teferi's Time Twist last... Or was that the previous game? I can't remember if they have that card. Because that would be kind of bad if they used it. Those are the texts we expected. I'm kind of willing to make this trade. Can't let that hit us every turn. If they have something, they have something. Whatever. Okay. Divine Arrow. Sure. Got us. Is that your turn? Mawu. Okay. I'm kind of thinking we just Ral's Outburst Mawu now. Charity Extractor doesn't seem good. Well, Honor the God Pharaoh at least creates a chump blocker. And if we do not tap our blue, we can still play Erratic Visionary. I still think that I want to go for trading the Ward Scale Crocodile. I'll put 2 of my creatures in front of it, and that's fine. I'll take 5 from the other, which we can hopefully deal with later because it doesn't have hexproof. Another... No, Gideon's Triumph. Jeez. Ugh, I thought about putting Erratic Visionary in front of that too. Maybe I should've. Okay, so we can chump 5, we can Ral's Outburst something. Can we play Spark Reaper as well? Not really. Alright, so let's Ral's Outburst, hope to draw something magical. Well, Obnick's Cruelty would be good if I had one more land. So let's just concede. Alright, so I'm actually liking Relentless Advance here. Blocks the War Scale Crocodile very nicely for only 4 mana. And apparently blocking with multiple creatures is really going to get us here. Dreadmulkin has really only been a 1-cost 1/1 for us. Price of Betrayal. For a deck that seems based around proliferation, we've seen like almost no +1/+1 counters, but that doesn't mean that they aren't going to have any. But I feel like we have enough removal to where we'll be okay. J Banks deciding on what to put in. I imagine that War Scale Crocodile might have been something they sided in. Maybe even the Gideon's Triumph, knowing that we'd need to block with many creatures. Because it's not normally a card that I'll care about. So, well, we have our black mana this time early, so an early Obnick's Cruelty is good. We have Relentless Advance, Guild Globe to draw an extra card as if we were on the draw, so I'm going to risk it. I think this hand has significant upside. And they had to mulligan, so it has a little more upside. Still, this deck really doesn't like being screwed on lands. But it does not mind getting out late. Okay, one more land and we can at least honor the God Pharaoh. There's the land. Ooh, Thunderdrake seems nice in a few turns. What would I discard in this hand? Lazatop Reaver? Yeah. Well, sure. Now I definitely want to put Lazatop Reaver out and fight for having some sort of presence on the board. If they want to put down a Planeswalker, they're going to have to play a blocker first. Mawu is a pretty nice Obnick's Cruelty target, and I think I'll wait till their turn to see if they want to do something to it first. Okay. Courage and Crisis. Yep. And they're tapped out of blue, so they can't, like, Teferi's Time Twister or anything. And we just got a very nice 2-for-1. Okay, they don't have a 2-mana white instant, like Gideon's Triumph or Divine Arrow. I really like our hand, so I don't really want to discard anything. And if I have a land, I want to play it. So it's a little awkward. So yeah, I think we just get them in the air for 2. Play out Relentless Advance. We'll attack with that too. So this game might just be the beatdown plan and not grinding value. But any further lands we get, we can discard to honor the God Pharaoh. A little bit concerning that we don't have a way to get triple black. Right here. Do I discard Erratic Visionary? Because Erratic Visionary would likely just discard Honor the God Pharaoh. It's tough, because I don't want to discard Cure Dambreaker, but you know what? If I had 6 mana, I would play Ugin instead anyway. And there's our triple black. So what are they going for here? It's a fairy. Sure.
Right on schedule. Here we go.
Arlen's Wolf. Makes sense. So unless we draw something kind of interesting... that actually makes a bit of sense. So... Thunder Drake into Guild Globe, pumps up the Thunder Drake again, gives us access to Spark Harvest. I mean, we could Spark Harvest a Fairy, we could Spark Harvest Arlen's Wolf so it can't become a threat later. But I don't think we need to do that this turn. We can survive an attack from it. They might show us a better target.
I've got it.
QR Dambreaker is a better target, for example. And we can actually do a few things. Deny our opponent a board presence by playing out Ugin, minusing Kiara's Dambreaker, Spark Harvest, sacrificing a creature, killing Arlen's Wolf, growing our Drake again. And we're totally willing to throw these creatures under the bus to protect Ugin. Okay, that's all they needed. So before the next game, we definitely have a problem with not enough mountains for the number of red spells we have. And Burning Prophet is really good in this deck, but I'm not sure worth splashing for. 4 red spells is already going to be pretty difficult with only 3 mountains and 2 Guild Globes. But I think it's going to be enough as long as we're able to cast our other spells. I did get screwed a few times by drawing too many of these, though, and that's something very worthy of consideration. Also, Dreadmalkin hasn't been very good for me, but did come in handy a few times, so it still feels like a card we want to play. So replacing Burning Prophet to Fairy's Time Twist or Relentless Advance seems correct. I'm going to go with it. Relentless Advance. We don't have enough to do on 4 as it is. And Fairy's Time Twist doesn't really feel like what this deck needs. Our Planeswalkers haven't been threatened too much, and we can bring it back in. We're also not using Saheeli all that much. So, and maybe another mountain. I think in the previous game I went down on a swamp. I think that was a mistake because we want 3 for Bolas' Citadel. 1 island can win us the game, but we need 3 swamps. Okay, so we'll run it like this. See how it goes. Also, I played back the recording a bit and heard a very annoying sound. Sorry for that. I've turned down the sound effects, and it seemed to quiet it down a bit. We'll go first. A 2-land hand. I don't think this... Well, we have Erratic Visionary. And we can discard Honor the God Pharaoh and Kiyora's Dambreaker if we need to for land. We have really great late game here if we don't have to discard Ugin or Kiyora's Dambreaker. But I think it's safe to discard Dambreaker if we just really, really need land. And also Relentless Advance is one of our weaker cards. Okay, they're playing a few colors. Yep, let's discard Relentless Advance, hope to draw land. Honor the God Pharaoh is much less castable, and now that we have Flux Channeler, non-creature spells are a little more interesting to me. Johnny's Pridemate. Well, that probably... I don't think Law Rune Enforcer is as big... Well, normally I would be afraid of a Johnny's Pridemate, but in this format, there's so few ways to gain life. I'll be surprised if it gets out of Obnick's Cruelty range before we can do anything about it. I suppose I would have rather played Iron Bully here, but it's close. Elite Guard Mage. So they actually do get a trigger off of Johnny. And now they can start proliferating onto it. So even though Elite Guard Mage is the one threatening to kill me, I feel like we actually do this on a Johnny on their turn. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play Iron Bully first, but I think that'll be okay. So they could have exile target creature, then proliferate. Shriek Driver instead. Well, these flyers are quite scary. Our deck is not very well equipped to deal with flying creatures. But we can deal with an Ajani Pridemate a little more easily. But we can't deal with flyers by blocking if they have Law Rune Enforcer. Very tricky. I feel like we need to use Obnick's Cruelty on one of their flyers, but we're also just dead to a terminally growing Ajani's Pridemate, so okay. I mean, we have 2 Ral's Outbursts. Theoretically, we have things to do. But this is going to be a very hard match for us, for sure. I feel like playing Iron Bully a little and distributing our counters a bit more. Well, so Relentless Advance gives us 5 toughness. because of the proliferate trigger. Sure, they just tap it down to Law Rune Enforcer, but we do have another chump blocker. Taking 4 in the air kind of sucks, but we'll see. Soren. This is pretty ridiculous. Oh god. Not tapping anything down. Interesting. Because now they want to protect Soren, of course. Okay, we did not draw land. Can't play Ugin. Can't play Dambreaker. And Ugin would have, like, bought us a turn. So it's not even that good. If we, like, discard maybe Iron Bully and hope to draw Spark Harvest. Which we did not. So, fine. I'll put out another Iron Bully. I'll put it on the thing that cannot be tapped by Law Rune Enforcer. But we're still just dead. Because they can attack in the air, they can ping us with Soren. So Price of Betrayal seems right here. Bolt Bed even? I don't know. Charity Extractor, since they are quite aggressive and we will need life. Iron Bully feels not impressive. Even if we're trying to get through to a Soren, well, we'll put in an Iron Bully. And I'll keep Dreadmaw. Yeah. Keep it like this. Take out Relentless Advance. Okay. Sea Dunker. They don't really know what our deck's about, so I wonder how they're sideboarding. We didn't play a few of our key cards, such as Saheeli, Ugin, and both Citadel, so they might just think we're a blue-black proliferate deck with a few removal spells. This is not the hand I wanted. We have red mana, so if we draw one more land, we get to honor the God Pharaoh, but then we have to discard something. I don't like it. Okay, this is fair. I'll keep an island. It lets us cast Saheeli, and it lets us cast Ral's Outburst. Law Rune Enforcer turn 1. If nothing else, we just might end up Ral's Outbursting that. I do feel pretty safe playing Saheeli here. Certainly not a problem if she loses a loyalty by getting attacked by Law Rune Enforcer. And we have a non-creature spell next turn, so we get to make a token. If they play Shriek Driver here, we get to just Ral's Outburst it. Sure. Okay. They do have Shriek Driver. Okay. Well, puts us a little behind curve, but Ral's Outburst protects us from the Shriek Driver. There's an argument for playing it on our turn, since they might have some way to protect it by giving it indestructible at instant speed. Do I just let it go through? Kind of interested to see. Yeah. I mean, Saheeli at 1 loyalty is still good enough. We get to see what their next play is. Nothing. Okay. Flux Channeler or Guild Globe? Well, I'm gonna go with the Guild Globe. I really want the Flux Channeler, but I feel like drawing cards is a little more important, making another 1/1. And these 1/1s cannot be tapped by Law Rune. They don't have blue mana, so we don't need to worry about the Guard Mage yet. But we have another Ral's Outburst in deck for it. We haven't drawn Obnixilus's Cruelty yet. Prismite. Okay, so they can play Guard Mage next turn. We can just sort of dump out our hand here. And Dreadmulkin is actually another card that cannot be tapped by Law Rune. And I think it'll be a good aggressive card for us here. So there's a pretty good argument for keeping this island in hand for the rest of the game. We need something to discard to honor the God Pharaoh. And I think that's enough reason. Okay. Not tapping down any of our things. Good. God Eternal Oketra. Jeez. It's a good one. Thunder Drake. Yep, we're going to be jumping for a while, and we're going to be seeing how much value we can get out of Saheeli. Of course, tapping the Thunder Drake. Best creature we have right now. Charity Extractor. Interesting. What do you have? Seems like they would just want to, like, grind out creatures at this point, right? Elite Guard Mage? No. What could this be? Tide Bear Giant. Okay. Bolus's Citadel. Yeah, we have a lot of life to get through, but Ugin can take care of the God Eternal Ketra for a while at least, or maybe even just the Law Rune Enforcer. Ugh. Or I just create Charity Extractor. They might even be tempted to actually tap the Charity Extractor now. I think I'll plus for now. I want Kyora's Dambreaker off the top of my library into a place where we can sacrifice it. Cost of Betrayal. Not doing anything here. I almost wonder if I use Saheeli. Make another Thunder Drake with one of my servos. Or even leave a servo back, do it with the Guild Globe. So even if they tap it with the Law Rune Enforcer, we still get 2 damage in. And if they let us, I think we attack with the Charity Extractor because they might just not want to attack into it. So they could double block. We get 3 extra life. Nah, I think this is fine. We'll just get in for 2. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can Bolus's Citadel once, well, 14 with the Guild Globe. We actually might be able to activate it twice in one game. That'd be pretty nuts. But it does feel like the safer bet is to get their life down to 10 and then activate. Okay, drawing cards. Never a bad thing, though they should want to create creatures here. So they kept 2 on top. What does it do? 4 mana. Going after which one? Ugin. Fine. Saheeli's actually what I think is killing them. So do I play Erratic Visionary? Yeah, I'll tell them I'm thinking. I kind of want to... Yeah, I'll play Erratic Visionary, obviously. There's not much reason not to. I want to minus Saheeli again. So that I can attack. Don't know how low I can go. I don't want to be dead to a hasty Shriek Driver. But I think I can go to 3. Alright, I think I'm gonna... Wait, not auto pass. We'll see. Yeah, they're tapping that. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. Oh, wait. I forgot I can... We're almost at 20 permanents. This actually gains us a life, lets us draw another card, create another 1/1, so this is kind of free. Okay. And I cut it minus Saheeli. Oh well. I think end of turn we might just activate Bolas's Citadel. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, we're a little short. But if they start attacking us, we kind of are forced to do something. They are having a thought-provoking turn here. Toll of the Invasion? Well, I mean, sure, take my price of betrayal. It wasn't doing anything anyway. Sorin, okay. That's actually really good for them. Yeah. Sorin's a great counter to us. But they have to attack. And then whatever they attack with, we actually just sacrifice to the Bolas's Citadel and hope that we recover following turn. So maybe it doesn't even matter. Okay, Shriek Driver. But they have the mana to give it haste. But now they don't have the mana to activate Law Rune Enforcer. I think we got this. I don't think they'll see this coming. So yeah, Saheeli can go down, that's fine. So, block, block, block. Clear blockers. Now sacrifice this, this, everything that's blocking. So we're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's lethal. Wow. That was close. That was very, very close. Okay. So I definitely do still want Spark Harvest and Price of Betrayal. Even if Price of Betrayal is a very, very narrow, it kills Soren, and we need Soren dead. Very badly. Charity Extractor, I feel like I could have done more with. I don't feel like it's a bad card here. Crush Descent almost seems like a neat trick of making it so that they can't spend their additional mana, even if they can play around it. So I think I actually bring in Crush Descent. Take out an Honor of the God Pharaoh. Maybe we shouldn't even be playing them. But I want to draw cards so badly. I still think 4 mountains is correct with this many red spells. Well, 3. Okay. Trying again. Certainly a very difficult matchup for us. Being able to deny them value out of Soren by sacrificing to Bolas's Citadel was certainly very, very key. This is absolutely unkeepable. This is roughly as unkeepable. But at least if any land is on top, we get to Guild Globe and hope to draw another one, and they go first. God, putting Saheeli on the bottom, that just might be game. Maybe I needed to put Saheeli on top just to maximize our chances of drawing a land? Maybe I should have mulliganed to 5? Ugh. Oh boy. Not a land. I can't cast any of my spells. And I have to discard. Blech. Yeah, Mold of 5 would have definitely been at least better. Yeah, I want to get Lazatop Reaver out, take less damage. And there's a potential to Spark Harvest down the Elite Guild Mage. One of their 2 Elite Guild Mages. Wow. I think I need to do this first, though. Yep. Well, any land lets me play Erratic Visionary and Spark Harvest. Tide Bear Giant now. That's even worse than Elite Guild Mage. Ugh, getting land screwed at this last game. Really unideal. And they got a very, very good draw. I don't think I regret not mulliganing to 5 though. With 5 cards, like, wouldn't have Wouldn't a one land hand been around as likely? Oh boy. Now they can just plus, and then they could just sacrifice him to get back Tidebearer Giant next turn if they wanted. Ugh. Well, it's a land. Top Reavers, 2 bodies to block, and I guess we actually just attack Sorin here, and we're dead anyway because they can plus him, deal 1 damage to us, and then deal 4 in the air. I don't care if they see the line. It's pretty obvious. Okay. Well, we went 4-2, 3-2. We had some really good games. Got 4 packs. Gems. Gems. And gems. Okay.